Welcome, everyone, to our second Women in AI panel discussion. My name is Shelly Tzoumas, and I'm the head of marketing here at Latent AI. Our first panel resulted in amazing conversations with our colleagues at Latent AI about career transitions, leadership, and the evolving role of women in AI. If you missed it, I strongly encourage you to check out that discussion. Today, we're going to shift our focus a little bit to talk about career paths, hiring trends, AI's impact on our jobs, and the future of AI-driven work. I'd like to go ahead and start today's panel by having everyone introduce themselves. Let's start with Shamali.
Hi, I'm Shanmili Marathe, and I'm the HR business partner with Latent AI. What excites me most about working in AI is the ability to transform HR from being just a transactional function into a strategic powerhouse.
Great, Bing Bing.
Hi, I'm Bingbing Chai, a program manager at Latent AI, responsible for operations and strategic execution. I'm excited at the opportunity of building products to help accelerate the development of AI edge solutions.
Thank you. Thank you, Carmen.
Hi, my name is Carmen. I'm on the communications team, and I am excited about AI and working with Latent AI to help advance the story of Edge AI. I think it's like the future and the promise that we all want of AI is being built here. So it's super exciting to be a part of it, telling that story.
Great. Thank you, Sarita.
Hi, my name is Sarita Hedaya. I'm a senior machine learning engineer at Latent AI. I've been here for quite a while, from when the company was very small, and it's very exciting for me to see how the company has progressed over the years, and really what's coming next with the new models that are coming out, and the shift that the technology is taking in the next couple of years.
Super. Thanks, you guys. So in the last panel, we talked about how women often come from non-traditional backgrounds to AI, whether it's hospitality, defense, or academia. So let's get this group's perspective. How did each of you come to AI? Let's start with Sarita again.
Yeah, so I actually started my career as an architectural engineering student. I became interested in high performance materials and came across a project using deep learning to discover recipes for better materials. I was curious, maybe it was the term deep learning. It was very new to me. It sounded cool. So I went and asked my professors. They didn't seem too interested, and they pointed me to the software engineering department. And it was just a coincidence. I walk in and I explore floor by floor in search for a professor that didn't look too busy to answer my questions. And I ended up at a Python professor's office hours. And he introduced me to a topic, and I ended up being very interested and took his Python course and ended up doing a master's in machine learning and an undergrad in software engineering.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Shamali, what was your journey to AI?
My journey into AI and startups began with a passion for optimizing HR through technology. In my career, I saw firsthand how AI tools helped with people analytics or with automated hiring or even chatbots for that matter. And this basically helped in enhancing the efficiency and decision making. So this basically sparked my interest. And joining a startup meant that I had the opportunity to build all the people strategies from ground up. It even involved shaping the company's culture or even creating a great impact. So this is what helped me start with the startup.
Super, super. Bing Bing, how did you get here?
Yeah, so I came from a organization that does R&D in technologies, right? So with a focus on computer vision. And so basically transitioning to AI is kind of a natural progression, right? So the first algorithm, actually, machine learning algorithm that we tried is called convolutional neural network. That's like the very first, object detection algorithms that people have tried. So, I mean, and I also experienced the early development days of AI, right? When there's a lot of excitement on the potential, but the technology is really not up to the expectation. Right. So now this is the second round. I'm very happy to see that AI finally comes into reality. I'm excited to be part of the AI revolution.
Exciting, exciting. Carmen, how'd you get here?
So my path was a little different from everyone else's. I actually started out working in PR agencies, and I've only worked like with the deepest tech. So I'm one of those people that if I go to a bar and you ask me what I do, it's going to take a minute. Talk about who I'm working for and what they bring to the table. And I've also worked in house at different security companies in the cybersecurity space. Basically, my expertise is helping companies scale and tell their stories. I was already doing a lot of like translating the complex into meaningful narratives so that people can understand. And that's basically what's needed in AI. So that's kind of how I got here. So it's kind of like a natural progression. I think AI and probably cybersecurity are the two hottest topics for the future of everything tech. So that's kind of where I'm sitting.
Right, right. And I hear you. And I also came from cybersecurity. I started out in cybersecurity, in the cybersecurity department, and then moved to working for vendors, a long list of vendors in which we were selling tooling and software and capabilities and solutions to the cyber industry. And I came to AI because it's so interesting. As it started to be infused in everything that we did in cybersecurity, it was definitely a natural extension. And just through friends and having, knowing the right people in the right places, I came to Latent AI. It's so exciting. It's so new. We're also on the cutting edge of what is AI here at Latent AI. And so I think that's even more exciting.
Mhm.
Let's switch gears a little bit. AI is becoming more accessible. It's enabling people, regardless of their technical expertise, to kind of integrate into their applications. And it's really growing in adoption, but there's a lot of challenges around that. So, how do we see like sort of the democratization of AI shaping our industries? How is it shaping individual industries? We have at least a couple of industries here between what we've got for marketing and AI itself. I can tell you that AI is really transforming branding and storytelling by being infused in our tools. It's making it hyper personalized, real time, and very, very data driven, which
Mhm.
is super important. And you've probably experienced this as a consumer when you're getting personalized ads and stories that adapt on the fly based on who you are and what your interests are. We also have so many tools that help us co-create. So Edge, it's pushing into physical spaces and helping us to tell our stories better. So it's really a tool that enables us, I think, from a marketing perspective. Carmen, do you agree?
Oh, completely. I think I view AI kind of as a partner because I don't think you'll ever be able to replace like the human thought. And I'm pretty sure Shamali agrees with this. The human aspect is so important. Understanding nuance, which AI is not quite there yet. I don't think it has quite the personalities that humans do, or the understanding of human interaction. But yeah, definitely, it's changing marketing. I think maybe quicker than some other industries. As a matter of fact, I think that as a marketer, if you are using AI to kind of supplement productivity, that's a good place to start. But you're always going to need your heart and your brain to kind of finish off some of the things you're working on as a marketer.
Definitely, definitely. This kind of converges into a couple of topics that we had planned. But Shamali, how do you see AI transforming HR?
So AI is definitely shifting the skill the companies seek by increasing more demand for AI literacy, data-driven decision making, adaptability. So even today, candidates who can work alongside AI and the ML tools are considered to be hot property in the job market right now. However, as Carmen mentioned, the soft skills or the soft aspects in terms of human intelligence or creativity or emotional intelligence, ethical judgment, leadership skills, those also remain essential. And AI can definitely not replace those human problem solving skills. So, according to me, a most successful candidate as of today will be somebody who will be able to blend the technical awareness with strong human-centric skills. That'll be the kind of candidate every company would like to want now these days.
Hmm. Hmm. Cool. Hey, Sarita, what do you think? How is it kind of affecting engineering, and are there problems with AI around security or privacy? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So, as AI becomes more accessible and adoption becomes more widespread, there's really two important points that latent AI technology is addressing. So, on the first side, the common concern is how do we make sure that bad actors can't manipulate our models without our approval?
Mm,
So we have model encryption and watermarking technologies that address just that. The second point is a little bit more nuanced. We're living in, honestly, crazy times. New large models are popping up almost weekly, performing very
mm,
well at tasks that we didn't expect to be possible so quickly. So it's easy to go down that route of using these huge models for our very specialized tasks. And today may be fine to do that, but with AI adoption continuing to increase, it will soon become economically and environmentally unfeasible to run large generalist models for very
mm.
specific tasks. You can think of like counting cars in a parking lot. So latent AI continues to bank on efficiency as it will become a primary concern as AI adoption continues to increase.
Right, right. Yeah, that makes sense. But to step back a second, hey, Bing Bing, do we think that AI is gonna replace programming, or are we all still gonna be able to keep going? I think Carmen and I kind of answered that in PR and HR, where we're like, yeah, we still have a brain here to apply, but what about in programming? Or should we be worried?
I totally agree with the panelists said so far, right? I think there's definitely a concern. The AI and automation tools, right, has been used for code generation and testing, right? The so the all of the mundane jobs, right, can be replaced, right? But I also agree with the panelists that the human intelligence and the creativity, the problem solving cannot be replaced, right? So instead of viewing AI as a threat, right, we should really embrace it as a tool, and that can help us work more efficiently.
Mhm. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of good sense. And then really thinking about how we're leveraging AI. Right now, everyone does appear so stuck in the clouds, right? Like it's all being run out of the clouds. And that's something that latent AI brings to the table, where we're really trying to say, oh, but if you reduce the problem down and simplify it to this, this, and this, you can get a lot done there on the edge. And so I think that is something that it's are we worried about AI overtaking our world? But then also, how are we going to use it in the future? How do we want to leverage it? And which is the problem set that I think latent AI really evolves around and revolves around often.
Can I just add one more thing?
Certainly, please do.
I think it's super important, and I know everybody kind of touched on this, but I also think that AI helps us kind of refocus on having those human connections. I know, one of, Latent AI's projects they're working on is with the FSP in the bowling space. And one of the things about bowling is that it just brings people together. So while there may be a lot of tech involved in that, but being able to be at the lanes with friends, competing like in person, I think being able to have, as someone else mentioned, kind of those mundane things and routine things like, counting and, putting together, like doing short analysis and reports, that you could still go back and focus on having that human element, while AI just kind of can handle a lot of that routine stuff.
Definitely, in the ways that a lot of our technology has just augmented our physical life, AI
Mhm.
is just adding to that, right?
Yeah.
In lots of ways. Definitely, definitely. Let's switch gears a little. Startups. What do we think? We're all into startup, and AI is really the land of startups, it feels like, for the most part. What are the challenges and rewards each of us are seeing and feeling in this space? It's very exciting, but it's a little scary. And it's hard in lots of different ways. What have you guys encountered in your own, you know, experiences that's tough or fun or difficult? Shamali, what do you think?
Working in HR within the AI-driven industry comes with both the challenges and rewards. The challenges first are basically adapting to this rapid changing technology. Second, if you ask me, could be managing the fears of the workforce about if AI will, replace humans, or if AI will, replace their jobs. Third is considering ethics whenever you are considering any AI-driven decision making, especially in hiring. So the ethical aspect is one of the challenge, and the fourth could be balancing automation with human touch. But at the same time, there are significant rewards. AI definitely enhances efficiency. It enables more data-driven decision making. It improves or it creates a good talent acquisition process, or a talent acquisition experience, if you ask me. And of course, it allows HR to focus more on strategic and people-centric initiatives.
So, but as you apply all that to a startup, what's been your biggest challenge at a startup?
Just having the right kind of candidates
Right, right.
for
I
the
agree.
startups.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. To make all of that happen, I totally agree.
Yes,
I think,
absolutely.
I think
So
from a marketing perspective, one of the biggest challenges and that we get to do is when we're creating a field here. So we're also creating what in marketing we call categories.
Right.
What little small segment of this field is going to compete against each other to provide what business value. And so that's something new that most marketers don't always get to do is create categories. And so I think that's the fun part of being a marketer in AI.
yeah, I actually want to follow up on something Shalma said. So she mentions the one of the biggest challenges is finding the right people because working at a startup is not for everyone, right? To me,
Right.
it has turned out to be one of the best career decisions I've made, but it is not for everyone. You have to be okay stepping out of your comfort zone often, assuming responsibility, and really taking ownership without being explicitly asked to. The thing in a startup is you have to wear many hats. There's no someone all the time micromanaging you. Let's say, as you would think, maybe a large organization, your job is not perfectly defined and extremely clear where it starts and where it ends. You're really just all rowing on the same boat, and you need to be comfortable with that. And in some cases, it means that you have to step out of your comfort zone and do more things than you expected you were going to do. In some cases, it means giving opportunity to someone more junior than you to grow also as well with you, because again, you're all rowing on the same boat, and it's such a smaller environment than being in a huge company that really that peer team work is extremely important.
I agree. I agree. What about you guys? Bing, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. So I come from a larger corporation, right? Where there's like, processes and procedures, they're all set, right? So you kind of follow the process and you do whatever, right? It's prescribed for you, right? Over here at a startup company, this is my first one. Things are different, right? As Sarita said, that you have to wear multiple hats, right? So basically, when I come in, I was told that, really don't have a lot of processes or procedures, right? You're here to help define it, right? So I come in and then, I observe and figure out what's going on and find out if there's any issues or what are missing, right? And you just step in and do your work, right? I mean, it is challenging in the sense that there's nothing defined for you, right? And there's nothing to follow, right? So sometimes there's uncertainty. Right. On the other hand, I mean, it's also rewarding, right? So whatever you do, it's yours, right? You are the owner of whatever you create.
Yeah, definitely. Carmen, what's your experience in supporting startups
I
as
love
well?
startups. I love them. I just love them. The cool thing about startups is a lot of times they're founder led. And when you are in an organization that's founder led, you kind of get a deeper, more introspective look about why we're here in the first place, which I find super interesting in building a narrative for a company. Also in startups, every touch point matters so much more. So whether it's social media, your personal social, the founder social, the corporate social, everything just matters so much more. So we have to be really, really strategic about how and when you're telling your story. In established companies, it's a little different. People already know who they are. In a startup, you kind of have to tell about your technology and you have to explain your category, like you said. So that's a different muscle. It's a different way to go about things. A lot of education involved. So people aren't going to automatically take your calls because they don't know who you are and they don't know what you do. So that is super important. And also the pace of innovation is super fast. I think it also requires communications to evolve just as quickly. So while you can, a lot of times in startup, you start out with one message and then you end up changing it because innovation has changed, or you're in a meeting and somebody said, actually, you think you do this, but you really do this. And then you just go change everything. Super common. And that's part of like the joy. At least as you can tell from me, I like the startup thing. So
That's all right. You know, we're here. We are among the most elite, I think, in a way, in all of our fields because we are forging through and forging the path here and the initial phases of AI as a experience, as a technology, as a capability, as a solution to people's problems. What would we tell the people behind us? You know, what do you tell the ladies who want to be in our shoes right now or who we might hire tomorrow? As you think about that, Sarita, what would you tell the next engineers in Edge AI?
I would say pay attention. We're living in very exciting times. You know, pay attention, stay current, and take opportunities.
good. That's good.
Go, Carmen, what would you say?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just, I didn't.
No, you're
I
good. Chime in.
very much agree with Sarita. I thought that was a really good point. I guess I would say there's the fallacy of the magic bullet when it comes to AI. And as a communicator, you can't rely on that. As we said earlier, I think if you kind of stay a person that's reading and understanding the industry you're working in and kind of staying on top of that, you'll always be able to help a company navigate into different stories and into different ways to talk about why they're unique to the market.
Right, right. What do you think, Bing, as you bring in new engineers? What do you think? What would you tell them?
Yeah, I would tell them that AI is here to stay for sure, right? There's no point of denial anymore, right? So people coming in has to embrace the changes, right? And make sure that you keep learning.
Keep learning, embrace change is good. Shamali, what do you think for the next HR people?
AI is to be considered as a tool and not a replacement. So we should focus more on how it enhances rather than how it replaces human beings.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think we've really got a lot there to advice to offer other ladies and other gentlemen as they try to jump into AI. You know, keep reading, stay on top of it. Um, you know, don't let it rule you. You still have a brain you need to use. I also think don't be afraid, be bold. Be always be bold. Bring your ideas because this is where we need your ideas the most at this beginning
Mhm.
stage. When everything is new, it's okay to be bold and you should be, and don't be afraid to be bold. Everyone is bold at something. You know, you just have to figure out what you're bold at and then be bold at that. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say is
I
my
agree.
part. Ladies, thank you so much. It's amazing. We did it, and I think we've had so much to share. And I can't thank you all enough, and the other panelists enough, and all of my colleagues at Latent AI. I really appreciate working with you, learning from you, and being bold with you. So thank you.